Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on our first podcast for Final Cut Frights. And we are going to focus on the 1981 horror classic, one of my all-time favorite horror films, and the best horror werewolf movie of all time. I don't care what anybody says. It's The Howling.
He doesn't care what I say.
No, I don't care what anybody says when it comes to The Howling. I will fight. When people say that American Werewolf in London is the best, they're liars. It's The Howling. Everybody knows that. Now, they both came out in 1981. 1981 was a great year for werewolf movies. It had The Howling, American Werewolf in London, and Wolfen, which of the three, Wolfen is the weakest. It was basically just Siberian Huskies chasing after people in the Bronx.
True.
Yeah, it was lame.
But American Werewolf in London had the best morphing scene, though. Had the best transformation scene.
I still think The Howling has that one beat.
Okay.
I think The Howling has it beat. And I will say American Werewolf in London started off very strong, but then after that, I feel it dipped off a little bit. Okay. And the werewolves in The Howling look more like werewolves how a werewolf should look. I should let you know right off the bat, this is going to be a shameless plug. I am the author of the Fang and Claw middle grade horror series. It's about werewolves, teen werewolves, and it comes out sometime in August. I don't know the exact date. I will let you guys know. And when I wrote Fang and Claw, I thought very closely of the werewolves from The Howling. And they look like how a werewolf should look to me. And we've seen it recently. The trailer really captures kind of what you're in for, the spooky ride. And let's view it together. And then it kind of take me back to 1981.
Okay.
So,
get your hairspray together.
All right.
So we go watch the trailer.
The music. Right there.
The part that got me was all the whispering. I was like, what do you mean you got to warn people?
Oh, I love the slashes. They did that in my book too, by the way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, on each chapter, there's claw marks.
It begins.
Great.
Somewhere in these woods.
Oh, I love it.
In this primal, sensuous, secret place lies an experience too terrifying for words.
I love this chick. She put up a great fight.
Is watch and wait.
Show your sample. Thank you, Howling.
Now that was classic. The screen was classic for me. But see, this is the morphing part that I'm talking about.
Look at the blood coming out of his fingers.
And that's why this is a red trailer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the nails. I love it.
Oh, that's good. Where the stuff is coming through the claws.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go.
It's a classic. It's an absolute classic. Absolute classic. With a really smart plot where the star of the film, Dee Wallace, who was in a lot of other well-known horror movies, she's basically like a horror goddess, but in the 1981 The Howling, she's a reporter and she sees something traumatic investigating a serial killer in Los Angeles. And it leads her to this kind of like a recuperative colony. They call it the colony. It's in the woods, somewhere like up the California or Oregon coast. Remote. And it's a great setting because you're talking about like the tall, like redwood trees and the mist.
the big beach. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed the scenery. So for me, you know me, I'm always about a good storytelling, right?
Right.
When it first came on, I was kind of, and I remember this is back in '81. So when I first saw it, and this is dating myself, so please forgive me, okay? So back in '81, I was 11.
So was I.
I was 11, so it scared me. But I love a good story to be told. So the story didn't start off slow, but it built up a crescendo to get to the point, and I loved it. Right. So the storytelling was great. The cinematography was better. And then I didn't realize until I was much, much older. Right. So for all those Star Trek fans out there, you get to see Robert Picardo with some hair on his head this time, right? So that part was funny because I was like, "That's Robert Picardo." So it was actually great, right? The pieces that that I had a problem with were more of the dating of it. We're right. So I'm a child of the 80s and the 90s, right? Right. So when I look at it and I see all the 80s stuff, I realize how old I am. Right, because it's 80s. You have the big hair. You have the shoulder pads, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. The actors are A plus actors.
Right.
The two scenes that I enjoyed the most was the one that was in the adult bookstore because of just what she was there for. I'm
not saying anything. I'm just
just what she was there for. That, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. Just what she was there for, right? And then the one was when they were on the island or they were in the camp, and they were she was confronting the other werewolves and she was explaining stuff to them. I love that scene too because it was what they didn't do is they didn't do point of view. What they did is they did this round robin things where you saw people's reactions to what she was saying,
right? And
then you got the feel that you were actually in the room,
right? I
didn't want to be in the room, but you felt like you were in the room. So those were the biggest things for me. I did. There were a couple jump moments. You know, I'm a big kid, so there was a couple jump moments. I don't want to say a problem. I did love the ending, but it left me wanting more. And now I see why all the sequels came out.
Yeah, which were hot garbage. There was one that was all right. It had a guy, I forget his name, but I'm thinking Michael Weiss. And he was from Days of Our Lives, I remember, because my mother used to watch Days of Our Lives. And it was like the Howling #4 or something. And that one was actually kind of decent. The rest of them were really, really bad. And the second one was more of like a Skinamax. Now, the first one had a strong erotic subtext, which I kind of like that. I'm not going to go too deep down this.
But the scene they did was tasteful. It wasn't like it was just.
Oh no, yeah, it wasn't anything graphic sex, but you definitely got the feeling that the bestial nature of the werewolf was more than just about eating. It was all the animalistic sides and throwing off the shackles of modernity and civilization and becoming primal, primitive. Surrendering to your baser instincts, which that's one of the things I probably love the most about werewolves, why they're my favorite monster and why I wrote Fang and Claw. And they definitely touch on that in the film. Dee Wallace's the husband in the film, I believe, was her husband in real life. I think they eventually got divorced. But yeah, that was her husband in real life. And one of the things I love the most about The Howling, beyond the superb practical effects, which nowadays everything is CGI, and I don't.
The transformation scene.
Exactly, it doesn't have the same visceral fear. If I see this hulking thing coming towards me, and I know that it actually existed in real life, even if somebody's inside working it, it's much scarier to me than if it's somebody in Korea with graphics. making it.
Because you can see the skin pulling and the puffiness, and the hands would extend with the claws in them.
Exactly.
Now, mind you, I was 11.
Mhm.
That scared me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Keith is not sleeping alone tonight.
Like there's a scene.
I'm going to my parents' bedroom, but I will be safe."
There's a scene where the one woman who I think her name was Terry. She put in her character's name was Terry. I love this chick. She put up such a fight. And there's a scene where she's going through some files, and then suddenly the werewolf, you don't know that it's in the room with her. It just reaches down with these incredibly long, spindly fingers, and it takes the file out of her hand. And she looks up, and there's the werewolf. I mean, dude, that alone is worth the price of admission.
Oh yeah. They were like that was a jump moment for me, right? And then I don't want to talk about the other jump moment, but there are a few jump moments in there.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate all of the old actors looking younger.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate that. And for me, I love technology. So when I saw the old television studio, it took me back. So again, that movie is definitely a classic.
Yeah.
So if I had to rate it, it would always be 5 stars. Always 5 stars.
And one of the werewolves is John Carradine.
Really?
Yeah, the father of David Carradine, and also he was in a lot of Universal monster movies. He was either like the House of Dracula, or I think it was the House of Frankenstein, and he played Dracula. Now, I'm not gonna lie, he wasn't the best Dracula. I mean, it's kind of, you got Bela Lugosi, and then a bunch of also rans.
But we'll get into that on a different podcast.
A different
because
one.
Let me tell you, I'm all about the vampires. You're about the werewolves, and I'm all about the vampires. So, oh yes, definitely, we're going to talk about some
vampire stuff is going to be coming up.
Yeah, and then we're going to be talking about some vampire movies that cross over into his favorite genre of werewolves, like Underworld,
which also has one of the, and even though they're partly CGI, one of the best looking werewolves out there.
Oh yes,
yeah, without a doubt.
But we'll get into that in a later podcast.
Way better than the Siberian Huskies in Twilight. Those were bad, and those transformations were awful. That's another thing, and this is how in like my book. I'm sorry to keep going back to my book, but hell, I'm going to do it. The transformations, if your bones are breaking and hair is coming out and your teeth are falling out and then fangs are coming in their place, that's going to hurt.
Correct.
And in too many werewolf movies, for instance, American Werewolf in Paris, the transformations were over in about 10 seconds.
But transformation scenes like for like Underworld and the Howling, they took like a good 5 minutes because you had to look at the whole body and see the transformation
and the agony of the person as their body is breaking apart into something horrific and new.
Because like a person that has a 9 shoe, all of a sudden when you're a werewolf, it's like a 15, 16 shoe.
Right.
Because your foot is turning into actual paws now.
Right.
So it was that part I love too. That was, and the whole jaw, the extended jaw.
Exactly.
Thing. Oh yeah, classic. Loved it.
Yeah.
I could watch that movie multiple times. I'm loving that one.
It was one of the, as soon as my son was old enough, one of the first
movies you can see.
Movies. Yeah, I mean, I waited till he was at least 6.5.
Okay. 6.5?
No, maybe a little older.
You got to explain it to him
maybe
too.
A little older, but it's like chomping at the bit to show him this one.
Okay.
So
I grant you that one.
Yeah.
So
it's a real classic, and we would love your feedback. If you love The Howling, let us know, and if you haven't seen it, watch it.
Oh, definitely watch it. Yeah. Definitely watch it. But give us feedback on what you think. And then guess what? We may even respond to it in a video.
Yeah, why not? So, all right, folks, I hope you enjoyed this first podcast. Watch The Howling. Let us know what you think. If you haven't already, or if you have watched it, let us know what you think. And if you disagree with me and you say American Werewolf in London is a better movie than The Howling, I don't want to hear from you.
I do want to hear from you because I want to hear about it. I want to hear the contrast. That's what I want to hear.
All right.
I'm all about the contrast, right?
Fine. All right.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate you.
Good night.
Now, how long was that one?